Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Janaki, can you put this in the 18? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Switching things around here. What time is it over there, Janaki? Actually, I can pretty much tell. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, it's 8:20 p.m. Wow. I'm starting late here too, 4:30, 4:20. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. This is too early for people here and too late over there. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oops. Not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's see here. Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tell me which audio is working better. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, Krishna, Krishna. I just switched microphones. Hare Krishna. Does this microphone sound okay? Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Sounds clearer. Okay, I will use this mic. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Oops. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, There we go. Okay. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Let me turn this monitor off here. Oh, God. Long press. Oh, okay, good. Okay. Krishna, Hare. There we go. Oh, good. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari. Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Hari Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Rama Hari Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hari Rama Hari Krishna Rama Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Krishna 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 Hari Rama 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 Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari Krishna Rama Hari Krishna Hari Rama Hari Krishna 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 Krishna Hari Rama Hari Krishna Hari Nityananda Nityananda Nityananda. 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Yeah, let me see if they have any books here. I'll be right back. Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. I need a key too. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna. Well, I got a Bhagavad Gita here. So, Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram. Yeah, this time zone we don't have so many people coming. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yeah. I'll just read some verses. Most Confidential Knowledge chapter. Krishna says, I envy no one. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend in me. Oh, he's a friend, is in me. And I am also a friend to him. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. One may question here that if Krishna is equal to everyone and no one is his special friend, then why does he take a special interest in the devotee who is always engaged in his transcendental service? But this is not discrimination. It is natural. Any man in this natural material world may be very charitable disposed, yet he has a special interest in his own children. The Lord claims that every living entity, in whatever form, is his son, and so he provides everyone with a generous supply of necessities of life. He is just like a cloud which pours rain all over, regardless of whether it falls on rock, land, or water. But for his devotees, he gives specific attention. Such devotees are mentioned here. They are always engaged in Krishna consciousness, and therefore they are always transcendentally situated in Krishna. The very phrase Krishna consciousness suggests that those who are in such consciousness are living transcendentalists, situated in him. The Lord says, so situated in him, he's thinking, see, in him. Everybody is actually in the Lord. The thing is, are you into the Lord, into the modes of nature? See, this is what people need to know. They just need to make that distinction. Nobody knows this. They think this is natural, because it is. You're naturally in the modes of nature. So you're in the Lord in that dark form, in that distorted form. And nobody knows it practically. See, rendering service in the Lord, in devotion, raises us to the transcendental platform. That's the way the beings in the spiritual world are. They're engaged in this loving, natural, loving devotional service. They love being in the Lord, in his transcendental manifestation. And the Lord wants to give us that ability also, the ability to be in him in devotion. And then you see how, the devotees that are getting this, they feel that the Lord is their friend now. The Lord is their helper. It's amazing, huh? Yeah, I mean, we're on that track. Otherwise, without this pure devotion awakening in the heart, you can't have this kind of relationship where the Lord is your actual helper in the transcendental sense. The transcendental Lord is your helper. Otherwise, the Maya is your helper, because you're devoted to your family and everything, and all it does is make you weaker in this world, weak, because it's not who we are. We're meant to be strengthened by spirit, the supreme spirit. That's because that's who we really are, and that's why it's great when people start to question, like, who am I? Well, why am I suffering? Why are people suffering, really? You know, we're suffering because we're not in the transcendental Lord who takes away our suffering. That's how we be saved. It's the whole thing. You see devotees who are saved. Who are the ones who saved? Those who are rendering this transcendental loving service of the Lord. See, they're in the Lord. The Lord say, "Hey, that's who I really am. See, I'm spirit." See, that's where the benediction is. That's where the auspiciousness is in the transcendental spirit Lord. Yeah, that's where our identity is revealed. Because when we're in the material Lord, in this world, in his modes of nature, we lose our knowledge. We become stupid, dumb. Even in the mode of goodness. That's why a Brahmin who is not a devotee engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord is not as smart as a Sudra or a low-class person who is engaged in this loving service of the Lord. Yeah. Proof is here. I challenge everybody. I'm confident. I'm confident, and I'd like to test this out. I would love to test this out. I'd like to see Acharya Dev come here. I want to see who is smarter. I don't believe he's into the transcendental Lord. I don't believe he's there. I'd like to see if he is. I mean, just prove to the world, prove to himself, prove to him disciples, and become in the truth, so that we all can get this finished and just get liberated out of this illusion by knowing the truth. The whole thing is Maya is always covering the truth so that people delays the process, makes this a long drawn out thing. You notice, we can't even get people to come up here and say, okay, let's see who's in the Lord. What is the real philosophy of Krishna consciousness? Nobody has, none of these gurus have the ability to discuss this. Not even one, not one of their disciples, not them. They're not really like at that platform. They're still motivated and all that. Wouldn't you like to hear and like have such discussions? Wouldn't that be, to me, that would be exciting. That would be wonderful. Now we're doing something substantial in this world. Yeah, let's get real. Yeah, prove to me that I'm off. Don't just blah, blah, blah behind our backs and all that stuff. Why don't you just come up and directly, let's have a frank conversation here. Let's see, what is the real philosophy of Krishna consciousness? Why not? Let's get clear. Isn't it? I love clarity. The clearer, the better. Isn't that the whole point of Bhagavad Gita, to get clear on who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? How can we be in him? How can we be friends with that Lord? That's the whole point of Bhagavad Gita. But he said we got to render service in devotion. Then we're a friend in him, because that's, devotion is like the door into that transcendental relationship, that eternal relationship. Without the pure devotion, that you have no real relationship with that transcendental Lord. You need that devotion. So the question all you Vaishnavas out there should be asking is, how can I get that devotion? Does my guru have this devotion? Does he have pure devotion? And if you're thinking, oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Do you know what the symptoms are of having that pure devotion? Do you know how that shows up if a devotee is worshiping the Lord and thinking about God in this devotional state of consciousness? What happens in his body? What kind of symptoms and manifestations? It's all in the books, all in Chaitanya Leela, which made it really clear what happens. The devotees, they sometimes laugh, sometimes cry. sometimes choke up. That's symptoms of love, devotion, real love. And if it's real love and not the Putana variety, then you're going to be very conclusive. You'll be very clear. And your understanding will be in the vision of the revealed scriptures, which that devotee will prove. I mean, that's what I'm seeing here. You can all check and see if this is correct, what I'm saying. You can check and see what if their persons are not in the Lord in devotion, are not real spiritual masters, the masters of the Supreme Spirit. That's in their symptoms, and their understanding and ideas will not be in the vision of the revealed scriptures. That's why, again, you need a real spiritual master who is bona fide. It's just not a bunch of words. Oh, I'm a bona fide spiritual master because of some speculative reason. No, this person's a bona fide spiritual master because of these symptoms. They actually have extraordinary intelligence given by devotion. They can show their friend helps them, their transcendental friend helps them. It helps them understand things as they are. Otherwise, we can't understand things as they are. We need the helper. We need to be in the Lord in real devotion, and then we have that helper. That was what Jesus got started, and Lord Chaitanya actually finished it. Okay? But now we have to start that one again because it's not finished for Vaishnavas. Most of them they believe in the Vaidhi level of devotional service, which lacks that pure awakened, ecstatic intimate love of God. See, so they're not finished yet. Their devotion is not perfected. They need to know this. Otherwise they're undone. They're not cooked yet. Hey, Sachi. See, you can catch these classes. I'm starting early over here. See, I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. Isn't that interesting? He's not partial to anyone. See? But if the quality of devotion awakens in us, see, that's why you got to get it by being around devotees who have this natural devotion awakened. It's that simple. That's why you see Krishna says devotees of your caliber are virtual places of pilgrimage. You get purified if you go to the holy dhams and take bath in the rivers, holy rivers. It purifies after a long time. But the devotees, their vibration, their energy purifies just by being around them, being close to them. From them, ecstatic prema emanates. That ecstatic prema emanating from them, even on the camera, will start purifying you. The devotee's vibration, their chanting will purify you. See, that's the power of it. More so, quicker than being in the holy dhams. We're quicker than being around gurus who have not awakened devotion yet. That'll take so long. So long. Whoever surrenders unto me, proportionately I take care of him. See, Krishna in his transcendental form, whoever surrenders to him. Who is him? Who is that Lord? See, this is the big question people don't know. They haven't distinguished this out. Yeah. Who is that? What are the symptoms of surrendering to the transcendental Lord? What are his symptoms? Well, this is the problem. You really can't really know that very well, because where is that Lord? He's in the deity. Oh, yeah? Do you know that transcendental nature of the deity? Yeah, I just believe blindly. Well, what are the symptoms of that deity that's in the transcendental? I mean, you see any symptoms? You see it. See, that's why surrender. That's why the Lord comes as the devotee. See, chapter 1 of Adi Lila. See this. If anybody disagrees, well, you're disagreeing with what is stated in the scriptures. The Lord, one of his forms is the spiritual master and a devotee, or a devotee, and or a devotee. Devotee may not be act as a spiritual master, but a spiritual master and a devotee, if they're in that transcendental Lord, the Lord is coming as a devotee or as that guru, and through that guru, by medium, preaching the real cult of Krishna consciousness, the real cultivation of Krishna consciousness. See, Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta, the real cultivation of Krishna consciousness on the level of Vaidhi Bhakti and Varnashram Dharma. See? And the real cult of devotional service here on the level of spontaneous devotional service. See, Raganuga Bhakti. And so how do you surrender to the Lord? See, those who surrender to me, the Lord comes as such a spiritual master. Remember I read yesterday? See, I read yesterday. Oh, I didn't save it. I like how all this stuff is related. Good, where is it? Yeah. Yeah, humility, pridelessness, nonviolence, tolerance, simplicity. Approaching a bona fide spiritual master. See, that's the beginning of surrender is when you approach the bona fide spiritual master. Okay? That's the only practical way to surrender to this path, this truth, this confidential knowledge. Otherwise, you won't get it. So you got to be sincere, come to the point of sincerely. The Lord comes, see, he comes as a spiritual master. You see the practicalness of this? You see the relevance of our preaching, how it makes it a very clear path, how to surrender to the Lord. The Lord, at some point in some lifetime, he's going to send you a devotee to surrender to their preaching. See, what do you surrender? Not surrender to a body per se. No, surrender to the spiritual body, which is the as it is philosophy and truth of this relationship that they actually have with that Supreme Lord. See, otherwise you're not really surrendering the Lord. You're not a real devotee. See, that's why it says, those are Krishna. Lord Chaitanya said, oh, those who are the devotees of my devotee are my real devotees. See? Those persons are surrendering to the real me. That's why the devotee speaks to you. That's why it purifies after a long time the deity. You go and worship the deity. Oh yeah, I'm worshiping Krishna. I'm worshiping Krishna and Radha and Govind and Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya. You're worshiping the deity, right? Then a real devotee comes and you can't recognize the quality that the deity actually has, because it's not expressed, it's not shown, it's inside, right? And then you see a devotee who is expressing the deity's form of Sat Chidananda, and you don't like it. See, and you think you're surrendered. That's the hypocrisy. See? So, and that's usually those persons are envious and competitive. That's why on the Brahmin level, many Sudras come into the kingdom of God first because they surrender to Krishna, who comes as guru, so they can actualize that surrendering process. The Brahmins, if they're envious and jealous and have a superiority complex because they study the Vedas, isn't that really the problem? These gurus, they study the Vedas, or sannyasis and Brahmins. They study the Vedas and they become proud. Therefore, when a real spiritual master comes, who is non-envious, because they in this transcendental loving relationship, they don't surrender, but they say they surrender. That's the hypocrisy. See, can you see how this works? Thank you, Johan. Again, see, this is now I'm getting some service from the guy. See? Now I'm able to use his example, and where even you out there can understand it. It makes sense. Doesn't it make sense? He says, "Oh, I'm surrendered to Krishna, right, and all this, and Radhe Radhe. I'm an intimate associate of Vishaka and Lilita and all that." See? But he doesn't surrender to the guru's preaching, does he? He has another philosophy, a different opinion. See, so he's bullshitting himself and anybody else coming to them. See, that's the illusion. That's the Putanai obstacle. He's caught up in it. Who's going to help him? Only this preaching. Or maybe somebody following him. Like I think Sim, can see there's something special here and not there. You can start to see the difference. The life is here, the juice is here, the pleasing Krishna is here. Okay? Being caught up in an obstacle like Putana is not pleasing the Lord. The Lord is unhappy that you're caught up in that obstacle. That's why the guru comes, the real guru, the real spiritual master. And when when you're ready and you have a true humility, like you see the devotees here, like Fanny and Amy, you see they're open, they believe in their guru. They don't want to compete with their guru. See, that's not surrender, competing with the guru, contradicting the spiritual master. See, that's not an act of surrender, really. You're fighting with the spiritual master like this. And so those who follow the real process, they're actually non-envious and they're getting purified. And they realize, oh, I need to surrender to a bona fide spiritual master. This is how I'm going to get on this path. Yes, I believe my guru. It makes sense. See, logically, it's not like this is not for blind believers. It doesn't work to blindly follow this path. You got to walk in with open eyes, see, and become intelligent. That's what these books are, is to make us intelligent, intelligently following the path, not blindly. You're blindly following the path when you follow blind leaders. See, if they don't have the quality of pure transcendental love for God, they're more or less blinded in the modes of nature still. Hey, Vishaka Devi Dasi, thank you for coming. Yeah, so you this is not about blind belief. You need to walk in with open eyes, open understanding, which you get from the real spiritual master. It's rare to find somebody engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord nowadays, especially. It's a very special gift. That's why you see people get that gift here. Because those who don't have it, they preach that you have to attain it. That by your deeds. See, your deed of chanting 1 lakh, that's how you attain it. People attain the transcendental loving service here that don't chant 1 lakh. Because that's not the price be put on it. The devotee puts the price on it. See? So they say, oh yeah, chant 1 lakh or 2 lakhs or 16 rounds and you'll attain Krishna. And they're still chanting 1 lakh or 16 rounds and haven't attained Krishna. See? And that person says, no, I've attained Krishna. Yeah, I got Krishna. See, the blindly, they're not really clear. Oh yeah, you've attained Krishna by chanting your 1 lakh? Yeah, where are the symptoms of devotion? I can show you people who don't even chant 16 rounds here because they come here where real bhakti is gained by the gift, because that's the way real bhakti is gotten. It's too hard to get it by your own strength. You'll never get it. You got to get it by surrendering to the preaching of a bona fide spiritual master who has this special good news for you. And that's only here. None of these gurus to date contemporary gurus have this good news here. You're all over there doing your fastings and doing your 1 lakh or 16 rounds and following Prabhupada's program, which was just to get you to start the process. We finish it by giving you the real principles taught by Lord Chaitanya. Just come and surrender to Krishna by listening and learning from a bona fide spiritual master. Their teachings are extraordinary, extraordinarily powerful. Are they not here? Is this not teaching not extraordinarily powerful, more powerful than anywhere? See? Wake the fuck up, man, for God's sakes. Can't you see what's so obvious? You wonder why I get a little what do they call testy, testosterone, you know. People are so dumbed down. That's why you want me to respect these gurus, these dum-dums, these really like, you know, like dull persons as a bona fide spiritual master, and they're so dull they can't understand all this simple, clear, logical, powerful, ecstatic preaching. And you want me to respect their low class intelligence that's driving all these people over a cliff into the dark, into the mud? No way. I'm just going to tell it like it is. People need to know the truth, man. You're being cheated. You're being scammed. I mean, you know, in the world, people get scammed. Don't you think it's really nice? Thank you for letting me know I'm getting scammed. But religious people, they don't know. No, just keep scamming me. No, it's okay. Yeah, get me scammed by these gurus. That's okay. They have no real devotion. They are not the book personified. No. And I'm just blindly following them, these blind leaders, and we're not, you know, and yeah, that's okay. I just want to be scammed more. Yeah, Fauci, tell me what to do. Let me wear a mask in the out broad daylight. I'm the only one doing it, but I believe in Fauci. See, when you believe in bullshitters, you get bullshit, man. And Maya's all over the place. That's why the opinion of a real devotee engaged in the real loving devotional service of the Lord is different than everybody. It's different than all these thousands of gurus in Vaishnavism. And not even one could I find have real devotion, real ecstatic, spontaneous love of God. They're all preaching, blindly. Standing up and saying, follow the Putana path. Yeah, I'm not a resident of Vrindavan, but follow me anyway. Yeah, see, they're all caught up in these things. Yeah. So don't tell me, I'll just tell you frankly here, don't tell me you're surrendered to Krishna, you believe in the real Krishna, if you don't believe in a real guru who comes here and represents the real Krishna. Or you don't want to take the time to listen for 30, 60 days to find out. Don't tell me you're sincere. You're bullshitting yourself. I just tell you frankly, you're bullshitting yourself and everybody else. Or you're listening to bullshitters who won't take the time to find out. Am I not telling you directly that Krishna is here, Lord Chaitanya is here, the real Parampara is here? And if you don't give a shit about your soul, and you just love following illusions, you won't even test this out here. So don't, that's why I don't give any credence to bullshitters or people bullshitting themselves. You just go on bullshitting yourself till you're ready to get serious about getting delivered out of this illusion, and where you start to, understand these things of the absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth and death. Because if you really perceive that, you'd be looking for the path to get you out of that. And the Vedas teach, and I teach also, you must have a spiritual master who is bona fide, man. Otherwise you're not, you don't know how to surrender to Krishna. You need that opportunity in some lifetime to follow that path. Okay? Then you'll start to become detached from this world. Yeah, you'll perceive the evils of birth, death, old age, and disease. Otherwise, you would not be following blind gurus. You're wasting your friggin' time. You're doing idolatry. You're idol worshiping. See? This is not offensive. This preaching is not offensive at all. You know what's offensive is to believe in lies. That's the definition of offense. When you believe in lies, then you lose affection. See, offense means aparad means you lack offensive for reality and the reality of real devotees when they're in this world and they're engaged in the ecstatic, transcendental, loving service of the Lord. You have lack affection for that. Like you see, that's how unreal that is. You want me to preach the reality of Johann, that is real? Oh, look how unreal it is. He has no affection. He doesn't care a fig about anybody here. Doesn't even care. Yeah, that's the way Maya is. She can care. She doesn't care about him being delivered, and he believes in her lies. He that's the principality that he's serving is Putana. Putana. It's not that he's a Putana. He's a servant of Putana. Okay? He's a servant of the lying energy of Krishna's, what do you call, Mahamaya. It's his divine energy. That's why Krishna says, my divine energy is very difficult to overcome. But if somebody surrenders to me, then you very easily cross it. Yeah, to me. How do you practically do that quickly? Oh, you can surrender to the deity, and yeah, very slowly after many lifetimes, like Narayan Raj says, many lifetimes you'll maybe get delivered. Okay. Yeah. And why not? Why don't you get delivered in this lifetime? Oh, well, you're surrendered to the deity. Okay, you're doing the slow path. And then you're surrendered to people that lack the quality of prema, real devotion. So therefore, you're more or less misled. See, misleading. Without devotion, you're misled, man. And you put yourself as guru. Without devotion, you're misleading yourself and misleading others. And that's what we got going on in Vaishnavism now to date. See, can you see this opinion differs from all these thousands of so-called Vaishnavas? I call them so-called. Just one of you, come here, prove you're a real Vaishnava. Real Vaishnava. Prove to me that you're a real devotee of the Lord, engaged in the transcendental loving service. Prove to everybody here. Prove to this council of witnesses. Prove to yourself for your own sake, you butchers of your own soul. That's what the Bhagavatam says. If you don't listen to the real Bhagavatam, you're a butcher of your own soul. That's why Lord Chaitanya said, Devananda Pandit, you rascal. You put yourself as a teacher of Bhagavatam. You have all these students, they worship you like guru. They listen to you. And you are not qualified. You don't have the prema to understand the real Bhagavatam like a Shukadev Goswami. You're just a Brahmin, man. People are misled by you. They think you're an authority. A Brahmin is not an authority on the Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or Chaitanya Charitamrita. A devotee with the engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord is the real authority. And if you put anybody above that, you're an illusion as an authority. Okay? It's taught in Bhagavatam, man. I love teaching the real friggin' Bhagavatam, man. This is what it's all about. There's juice in it, life in it. And you give life to others who listen to the real opinion of the Bhagavatam. It's right in there, man. The devotees, the curse of what do you call it? The servants of Lord Shiva who understood the superiority of Shiva over that Brahmin Daksha and these other Brahmins. See, Shiva was a pure devotee. He was engaged in the transcendental, ecstatic, loving service of the Lord. He laughed, he cried when he worshiped the Lord in ecstasy. See, they believed in the real authority. Therefore, they got the true intelligence. And they said anybody who puts Daksha's intelligence above Lord Shiva is less intelligent. See, that's a less intelligent thing to do. To put a Brahmin's intelligence above a real devotee, a realized soul devotee's intelligence. This is very important to make this distinction because people are making this fault all the time. Making this fault all the time. They think a Brahmin, these proud Brahmins or proud sannyasis or proud gurus are more intelligent than a person who can show you they're engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and they can't show that. And people still follow that. That's called you're illusioned. You're an illusion, man. You're following the illusion. That's not the real Bhagavatam. They can't tell you what I just told you right now. They can't lead you onto the right path because this word is, if you surrender to this word, you're surrendering to the real Krishna. Okay? The real Krishna is the book Bhagavat, man. And if you got a devotee Bhagavat, they tell you the real book Bhagavat uncompromisingly if they're going to teach you this path to perfect your bhakti. You must know the difference between a Brahmin and a real Vaishnava, or a Brahmin and a real devotee engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Not engaged because of they're not inspired to engage in service to the Lord because of rules and regulations. That's another level. That's more distance from God. Spontaneous devotional service is much, much higher, much deeper, much more wonderful. To engage in enthusiastic, loving service of the Lord because you're preaching the conclusive truth. And that's the conclusive truth is the real Krishna, man. Yeah. If you surrender to this preaching, Krishna takes you seriously, man. And you get spiritual experiences like devotees get here. You know, otherwise, oh, you're not taking the real Krishna seriously. You're not surrendering in the right place. You know, not surrendering to a material body. You're surrendering to the spiritual body of Krishna through the real medium of the devotee. And that means as it is truth, conclusive. That means the real spiritual ecstasy. You don't go to a real devotee and say, Sahaja, I'm surrendering to Krishna. You bullshitters, you're bullshitting yourself and everybody else who believes you're bullshit. You know, you guys are lost in sin, lost in space. This is the hypocrisy of the world, hypocrisy of religion. Well, you don't need religion when you have the truth. Truth will set you free. The conclusive truth. Oh, yeah. Vaishnava, engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Do they have the symptoms of that? Yeah. Are they extraordinarily, uncommonly intelligent, more so than these Acharya Devs of the world? Even though they went and got PhDs and everything. But as a Sudra, does that Sudra have more intelligence and more understanding, more insight than those who get it artificially, get it like a prop, get it externally? See, so if you surrender to this preaching, you'll see the result. You're not going to blindly believe. You got to get purified. You got to listen to this preaching, and Krishna will begin to take you seriously. Otherwise, you're just, he's this another person bullshitting themselves, listening to bullshit, my Maya bullshitting them. My divine energy is very difficult to overcome. They can't do it. They won't listen to a real devotee yet. But they must in some lifetime. So I'll just wait. The Lord's patient. Yeah, he just waits for you to listen. Some lifetime you'll have to listen to preaching like this. It's always the same preaching. Jesus said, I'm the way, the life, and the truth, and no one comes to the Father but by me. That's the way it is. You go through the real devotee. Okay? And in 2024, you don't go through the bullshit preaching of even a Christian who says, no, you see, it's only Jesus. Yeah. You go through their word, you don't get the real Jesus. See? Because they don't give you the conclusive understanding that Jesus was a living being there. If you accepted him when you were alive and he was alive and preaching in the world, it proves to God that you accept his real representative in this world and not all the bullshitters in this world, not all the false prophets and false acharyas in this world. You're actually you're demonstrating in your life, you're accepting the real path and the real devotee who is the real path. Their word is the scripture. Their word, they're the bona fide spiritual master. And if you follow that path and accept their word, see, you're getting the real word of God that delivers you, not a speculative word. You got to get this clear. Otherwise, you don't know where the real path is. Chant happy Krishna and be happy. Yeah, you see, these guys, they come once in the blue moon and think they know. Yeah, this is the path. Chant and be happy. You idiot. I just call you, you're just an idiot. And you probably shouldn't even come here because I'll just blow you away. You just, what's he saying? I'm such an authority. You're no fucking authority. Who the hell are you, man? You come here once in a while and you chant and be happy. The devotees have been chanting and they're unhappy for years. Most people, most of them. Morose. I used to walk around Vrindavan, man, and I've seen the most morose devotees are in ISKCON walking around. They won't even say hi to you. Many people, they're just all morose and you chant and be happy. I ain't following your fucking path. I'll follow the real path. That's why we get results here. People get inspired. People get spiritual experience. People get delivered here because they don't listen to your kind of preaching, the neophyte kind of preaching like this. See, you spend so much, you fucking idiot. Get the hell out of here, man. What are you, disturbance? You're just a fly, a piece of straw. Less intelligent. Tired of beings like you. Look, you spend so much time criticizing. And who the hell are you? You come one time and you're the authority. See, you're one of the obstacles that people have to overcome. You come once in a while and you think you know all about Krishna consciousness. And you're just an idiot. Plain and simple idiot. Chant and be happy. Oh, you just criticize. I'm showing the path, man. I'm teaching the real Bhagavatam. This is what the Bhagavatam does. This is what your Prabhupada does, and you don't even know. He's preaching like this all the time, showing you the difference between the highest truth and illusion. And you say, criticizing. That's for you. You can't criticize because you don't understand these things. You can't preach the real Bhagavatam. Because you don't understand the real Bhagavatam. See, the thing is, this is the problem. Thank you for your service here now, because now we're getting somewhere. See, people read this book, or they hear this book from those who are not devotee Bhagavats. So therefore, you don't hear the real Bhagavatam. You don't hear that Prabhupada and the Bhagavatam is always making the distinction between the highest truth and the illusion, highest truth and the illusion. And this guy has the audacity to say this is criticism. And I'm just preaching the real Bhagavatam. That's why the real Bhagavatam isn't preached to the Sergios of the world. They're too neophyte to understand such things. So you have no business being here. So you should go away. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're not serious person, man. You come once in a while and you're proud. You think proud of your knowledge, and you think I'm proud. No, I'm just as it is. I just kind of clear. Isn't it reasonable? You come one time and think you know all about Krishna consciousness. Think you even show that you don't understand. Didn't I just tell you what the real Bhagavatam is? I just quoted a verse. You can't quote a verse. You can't understand anything. We're here to preach the real Bhagavatam. Yeah, chapter 1. What is this? Chapter 1 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Verse 2. The highest truth is reality. That's what we preach here, reality, distinguished from the illusion, for the welfare of the Sergios. That's should, if once you get past the false ego, then you'll understand. But right now, you think, well, who does he know? Yeah, this is real Bhagavatam. You're not qualified to hear it because you're not a devotee here. You're not a disciple. You're not my friend. You're not Krishna's friend. You're not my friend. You're an obstacle. Yeah. And until you see that, you're an obstacle for your own self. This false identification. You probably go by the name devotee, but you're not. Devotee means, devote. You listen to the real path. Highest truth is reality distinguished from the illusion for the welfare of all. See? Even for you. This is the reality distinguished from illusion, and you criticize it. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. You'll either love this preaching or hate it. I like when people go against, or the better if you come to the point of acceptance. But if you're in resistance, then you'll resist this preaching. You want to fight with it and all that. Yeah, that's the illusion. It does that. Okay? That's your welfare. It gets your, someday you will see how dumb you are. Someday, not now. I'm sure not now. I'm sure you're thinking, "Well, this guy." You'll be thinking all kinds of things here, But I'll be chanting in ecstasy, and you won't. My disciples will be chanting in ecstasy, but you won't. See, you and all people like you. You'll be in your false egos thinking you know all about Krishna, and we'll be chanting in ecstasy, tasting devotional mellows like we do every day, 365 days a year. And you're left out thinking you're so bright, so brilliant, so smart. Chant and be happy. And you don't have any idea the level of happiness that many of us experience here. This is how dumb you are, Mr. Sergio. Yeah, you need a lot of this. Maybe this hammer of truth will break that false ego, that crystalline. This is your chance, man. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm going to preach the truth. This is really true, what I say. It's not a lie. What you say is all lies. You think I'm criticizing. I'm taking away the obstacles. The truth will set you free. You don't believe that? Is this not truthful preaching? Am I lying to people, telling them the real Bhagavatam? Yeah, this is called compassion. See, compassion. Passion's coming to you, Sergio. Can you see it? Passionately, the truth passionately coming to you. That's why people call me aggressive. Not aggressive, just compassion. Passion's coming to you. This is compassion, man. I could keep my mouth shut and look at Sergio and say, "Oh, yes, I'm sorry. You're a great devotee, man." But you're not. You're not smart, man. That's the truth. And if this is not for you, just kind of a disturbance, unless you sit there and listen, laugh out loud, say, laugh out. You're so smart, man. You're so high there, sir. Just so elevated. These guys. So, where were we? Most confidential knowledge. Oh, yeah. So, Krishna says, I take care of him. This transcendental reciprocation exists because both the Lord and the devotee are conscious. Yeah. See, this is the whole point of hearing these kinds of talks is you become conscious of the Lord. This thing, Krishna consciousness. Who's really Krishna conscious? Who's really conscious of Krishna? Most people are unconscious about the transcendental nature of the Lord. That's the problem. That's why you got to hear. It's like Jesus said, Only the Father knows the Son, and the Son knows the Father. See, this is a transcendental relationship, only though exclusive. So 1 out of millions of persons are like that actually know the transcendental Lord. 1 out of millions of Vaishnavas, actually, or devotees, or whatever. They're devotees or not devotees until you're one of those person. 1 out of 1 million is a devotee, a real devotee with real bhakti, prema. See, they're conscious now of each other. See, otherwise people are unconscious of the spiritual potency. See, they're encased in the false ego, their false understanding. They don't understand. They're not real Bhakti Vedantas. See, a Bhakti Vedanta is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and their Vedanta comes from that intimate, ecstatic, spontaneous, loving relationship. Their Vedanta comes from that. The Lord informs them, is their friend, and he gives to those persons who worship him like that, with loving ecstasy. I give them the real understanding. Are you hearing me, Sergio? You see, are you one of those? Do you have the real understanding? Are you the verse personified? Can you see anybody here in our Sangha that's the verse personified, worshiping the Lord with prema, this loving ecstasy, and has the right understanding and real transcendental knowledge? Are you one of those? See, are you intelligent enough to understand what I'm saying? You won't be unless you follow this path. Yeah. And become a real disciple and friend of a real guru. You won't understand this. You'll think, oh, this is not the standard, Yeah, this is not standard. I don't have to be engaged in the loving service of the Lord to find my way back home. I don't need to go and surrender to the preaching of a person engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Are you engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, Sergio, and anybody like you, which is most so-called Vaishnavas nowadays? Most of you are like that, very neophyte, very beginners. Are you engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord? Can you see that many of the persons here are? Oh, you probably just come once in a blue moon, huh? Or this is maybe your first time and you know all about what's going on here. We've been coming here, which shows you, are you dedicated to Krishna like the persons here? Do you come 365 days a year, multiple times a day? Like many of the devotees here come regularly, or their hearts are committed to this. See? That's why your understanding is very small and ours is very deep. And obviously you can't understand these things because you're not following the process. Arjuna, because you're my disciple and my friend, you're my devotee and my friend, you are qualified naturally to understand this transcendental science. Yeah. See, and unless you follow this path and come to that point of being a real disciple and friend, you're unqualified to understand this transcendental science as you show in your actions, in your words, in your deeds. Okay? So that's just the bottom line. Yeah, nobody will tell you these things because nobody understands these things. Very rare person, 1 out of 1 million, those so-called Vaishnavas out there understands what you're hearing right here now. You don't believe it? Well, why don't you come on live and say something? Let's listen to your vibration. Or one of your maybe teachers out there, why don't you bring them up here and let's hear their vibration. Let's hear their intelligence. Okay? Let's look at them. Let's look at how they, like, are in this world. Mm. Poor Sergio. I feel for you, man. You probably think I'm really criticizing you. Okay, what else we got here? When a diamond is set in a golden ring, this is Prabhupada's purport more. It looks nice. The gold is glorified, and at the same time, the diamond is glorified. The Lord and the living entity are equally glitter. When the living entity becomes inclined to the service of the Supreme Lord, he looks like gold. Yeah. See, but how come Sergio doesn't think so? See? Because of this, he says, I'm finding fault. See? This is the nature, the way it is. It's not like people think in the world. If you look at the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, it's the lie that makes you the fault finder. It's the lie that makes you an aparadi. See, against Krishna. It's the lie that does that. So the example is Madhavinda Puri and his disciples. So he had one Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Lila example was Ramachandra Puri. And another Chaitanya Lila example was of a disciple was Lord Chaitanya's guru. What's his name? That other guy, Ishvara Puri. There are two examples. So one example was he didn't believe in his guru. He wanted to teach his guru. He thought he knew more than his guru. He's like a Johan type. See, and he went on to become a fault finder. Matter of fact, he got the rebuke of his guru, just like I give the rebuke to anybody that's like that. Yeah. So that's just how it works. So he rebuked his disciple and called him a sinful rascal, which he was, by trying to instruct the spiritual master. People have that audaciousness. See, they're the real fault finders. And he went on to be a fault finder a critic of real devotees. See? Just like anybody, like you're coming here and saying, you're finding fault, Gorahari, you're criticizing, you're doing this and you're doing that. Where's the fault? I'm just pointing out the faults. I'm teaching Bhagavatam. So who's really finding fault there, Sergio? Do you understand that? Well, I don't know if you can understand. You got to become a devotee and a friend, a disciple and a friend. I don't think you can muster up the intelligence. Krishna, I don't know. It would be a great miracle if he gave you the intelligence to understand these simple facts. That actually you're the fault finder. You're finding fault with this preaching. I'm just finding the faults and unearthing the faults. So that's called compassion, to remove the faults so people can find the real Vrindavan, the real kingdom of God, That's what I'm doing. But people project, those in Maya, those in the false ego project that, it's the guru who's finding the faults. You find fault with me, you're finding fault with Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta because that's what they did. You're finding fault with the real Bhagavat, which does the same thing that I'm doing here. Highest truth is reality, prema, devotion, loving service of the Lord, distinguished from illusion. False followers, false devotees, false spiritual masters, and their qualities. This is the whole problem. We have false gurus and false spiritual masters and false acharyas and false prophets because nobody points these things out. Nobody can distinguish this. Well, the people who don't listen here won't distinguish it, but hey, people coming here will. And if you do that, then you're safe forever because then you won't ever believe in these buffoons. Yeah. See, you think I'm criticizing, right? Here I'm talking like this. I'm criticizing, but my ecstatic worship of the Lord increases every day. If this was really an offense, it would decrease every day or be non-existent. See, but because Sergio, I'm just trying to enlighten you. Let's see what happens. Let's see if the miracle will happen. Or anybody else listening that's like you. See, is your transcendental happiness increasing? Do you actually know what that is? Do you know what is the transcendental nature of the Lord and the devotee? Do you know what this transcendental ecstatic relationship looks like? Or are you just one of those say, oh, Sahaja, ooh, he's crying for Krishna. Ooh, that's Sahaja. Are you one of those, Sergio? Or anybody else? Do you mind me calling you by name, or is that too much? Probably too much. I'm a little off the wall. What can I say? You're looking for normal devotees who are cheating you? Go out there. There's so many. You want to go get scammed out there? Oh yeah, they know exactly what you want to hear. These guys, they know. Oh yeah, let me stroke their false egos. Let me tell them what they want to hear. See? I'm just a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's what they are. See, they're wolves in sheep's clothing. They got the dhotis on and everything, the popey uniforms and all this. And they're raving wolves, man, stealing them, whatever bhakti you've got. I think Sergio's gone. I don't blame you, Sergio. It's okay. I can only preach so much about that. And then but the real path is, somehow or other you call to really listen sincerely. Okay. See, the Lord and the living entity eternally glitter. See, the devotee glitters and the Lord glitters. When you see a devotee engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, preaching the truth, they glitter. They shine. And the Lord shines. The truth that they speak about the Lord shines. If you start to get attracted to that, that's your deliverance, man. Wow, you like to hear topics of Krishna and you're not getting all triggered like this Sergio guy, right? You actually see the purpose of the preaching here is not to push people down, but to lift them up. Push the false ego down into submission, but to lift the spirit up. See, people caught up in the false ego think, oh, he's putting me down. That's not you. You're not the false ego. You're spirit, man. I'm here to sift the spirit out from the false ego. Kind of, you take an egg and separate it from the yolk. You know how you do that? Oh, and then you got the egg, the yellow part, and then you got the yolk. See, so you separate that out. Yeah, we want the yellow part. That's where all the nutrients are. See, that's Shuddha Bhakti. And the yolk is the false ego. See, the yolk, the weight is the false ego. You carry that bullshit around. See, it weights you down. See? But if you don't distinguish between the yolk and the egg, the yellow part where the nutrients are, hey, then it's all the same. It's all one. See, and actually you see mostly the yolk because all the weight's on you, and nobody can show you and point out, hey man, it's the nutrients are in the actual egg. Can't you see it's shining there? Oh, the yolk is the yellow? Okay. Well, yeah. So reverse it. I thought that was egg yolk. What's the other part called? The egg? What's the yolk? The yolk? Okay. Well, anyway, you know what I mean. Yeah, I like this. So the Lord and the living entity eternally glitter. That's when the devotees engage in this service, hearing, chanting, remembering about the Lord and speaking about the Lord, or writing a song, singing about the Lord glitters. The truth about the Lord glitters. Kind of like, you can see this example in Noodles. She was listening to the song. She liked the songs Lord Ram and the devotee singing the song, but she didn't understand him as deep as she does now. See, now, because real devotion, deepening devotion is awakening. So it's making the Lord's purport of those songs glitter. That's the real Lord, is the true relationship between the devotee and the Lord. See? And to relish that, to understand that. See, therefore she's glittering too. And the Lord, the truth about the Lord is glittering. It's practical. See, this is all relevant preaching. This is, I mean, where are you going to hear preaching like that? You think these gurus can preach like that? See? See, highest truth, this stuff. Make it clear. What is this glittering thing? What's this? Just a bunch of words in a book? Well, if you're not like that, if you don't glitter and make the Lord glitter, you make the Lord shine and you shine because you're engaged in deep, enthusiastic service of the Lord, bringing him out as he is. And the Lord's truth shines, and therefore you shine because it's this shine happens from the relationship, the engagement in that relationship. See, engage. Where do you see the engagement? Where do you see somebody engage? Isn't it funny? Engagement. Isn't it amazing how it's all about God? Everything. Yeah. Where do you see the engagement? Can you see somebody engaged with the Lord? Have the ring, the ring of fire, the ring of truth. Yeah. You see, I'm married, man. You see the diamond there? Or are you one of those Sergios? Well, what do you do? No, you just criticize it. Oh, you don't see a person engaged to God, to Krishna. You don't see engaged. That's why engagement means engaging in the loving service, to show and to demonstrate and to relish and experience this in being engaged and married to the Lord. But you got to be engaged. Okay? You got to be factually engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, not bullshittingly, not lyingly, and then speculate on, yeah, I'm Guru Dev because of this bullshit idea, this bullshit speculation and juggling of the scriptures. No, the person engaged with Krishna, engaged in the ecstatic, prema-filled, loving service of the Lord, transcendental loving service of the Lord. That's Guru, man. That's who you need to hear from. That's a Bhakti Vedanta, a real one, not in word only, but not in deed. Indeed, that person is a Bhakti Vedanta in the deed and indeed, assuredly, indeed. And indeed, by action, by actions, you can see this person's engaged to Krishna, is married to Krishna. They're engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. See, therefore I can see the shine of God. Oh, I love what that person says about Krishna. Wow, that's head spinning. That's amazing. Oh, what deep truth. I love that. See, that's the real Krishna. Oh, that Guru Tattva is so right on. Wow, so perfect. Wow, now I can actually see the real path is the real Guru. That's Krishna in this world represented. Oh, and that's the path to surrender to the real Krishna. Is it not? Am I saying something that's not true? Isn't that what's in these books? Didn't I just read that? Do you see how the Lord makes this all clear in this engagement in this loving service of the Lord? That's what you get there. You become as good as Guru in the right way, not in a false way, not in jumping over like a kangaroo. You're a kangaroo. Oh, kangaroo. Oh, Acharya Dev, you're a kangaroo. Radhanath, you're a kangaroo. See? Oh, Gore, you're critic. No, I'm just pointing fact. Are you a kangaroo? Did you jump over Prabhupada? Are you have you been engaged in the ecstatic loving service like Prabhupada? Or at 22 years old, you were kangaroo. See, you jumped over the real Guru. You approach yourselves up as real Guru, and you're not as good as Prabhupada. You must be as good as Prabhupada to be the real Guru. We have high standard here. Why? Because Prabhupada was an example of a high standard. Bhakti Siddhanta also. Bhakti Vinod too. Oh, aren't you? Don't you follow the legacy? How come Bhakti Vinod was high standard? Gorkishore Das was high standard, transcendental standard, and Bhakti Siddhanta, transcendental standard. Prabhupada, transcendental standard. Oh, you gurus, are you transcendental standard? Are you in the real line? Gohari, are you real transcendental standard? Are you like them? Yeah, I just say you guys, you decide. Is he like Prabhupada? Yeah. Is Acharya Dev, do you have the symptoms of an ecstatic devotee? Are you teaching all about these things so that people can tell the difference between a Prabhupada and a person imitating Prabhupada's position? Do you think these guys were bona fide spiritual masters at age 25? Being with Prabhupada for like 4 or 5, 10, even 10 years? With it, which maybe 7 years, and they're bona fide spiritual masters, and they're only like 25 years old, lacks experience of the world and all that? Or is that a kangaroo jumping over the real guru? They should have just continued the mission, worship transcendental being, even a bygone being. That's honest. Otherwise, you become a loser, man. You lose. Become a pretender, a liar, a cheater. You're serving the principalities. See, even Jesus shows the example in his pastimes. It's interesting how uncannily truthful these things are. He was in the desert. See, you're in the desert until you're engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. He was tempted in the desert. He was doing austerities and stuff, being in the desert, fasting. See, and the illusion came to him. See, these principalities, the demons, the devils, right, come to him and said, oh, hey, man, worship me. Worship me, and I'll give you a lot of followers. Yeah, I'll give you plenty of followers. Lots of people. You can have all the kingdoms in this world. You can have the buildings. You see how this worked in Krishna consciousness? Same temptation, but they all failed. Every one of them fell for that. They didn't make it through the desert. That's why they're still in the desert. You're in the desert until you engage in the transcendental, ecstatic, loving service of the Lord, man. They're still in the desert. See? And the devil keeps them in the desert. They think, wow, I'm out of the desert. That's the illusion. I'm out of the desert. Look at me. I got the buildings of Prabhupada. I got the money of Prabhupada, all that wealth, and all those bank accounts. Oh, I got all now I got all the prestige of Prabhupada. I got all the adoration that Prabhupada got. I got all these followers. See, they think, but they're still in the desert. Prabhupada had all of that, but he had all of that because of bhakti. See, seek the kingdom of God, that's Jesus, that's Prabhupada, and all else is added. See? He had ecstatic chanting, man. He was engaged in the ecstatic loving service of the Lord, and then for the preaching, he got all these things. See, and these guys are still getting purified. See, they're like the Johans. Oh, I don't want to get done. I don't believe in purification. My opinion's different. No, I can become a spiritual master like Prabhupada or like Gohari Das. Oh, yeah, everybody's guru. I got a new philosophy. Yeah, that's what they're speculating. See, they're still in the desert. See, they're not engaged in pure devotional service. That's what Jesus held out for. And then the voice came, the order came. See, like Madhavinda Puri said, got the dream of Krishna came in the dream and said, now because of your ecstatic loving service, your intimacy with the real me, the Krishna, see, because of your intimacy with Krishna, now I'm going to appear in the world and deliver people, the real Krishna. And otherwise, you got the desert-like Krishnas. They're dry, man. They're in the desert still. They're still wandering around in the desert, and you wander around with them. You don't know what the real path is. They don't know. And you think Gohari is criticizing instead of just having real compassion, very passionately trying to save people. by giving them the real truth and the real guidance and the real understanding. So you can stand under the truth. And those who do that here, its glories too. It's like I show you, I stand under this truth. I don't care. Sergio's can come around and say all their bullshit ideas. It's nothing to me because I stand under this truth. I don't stand under his thing coming once. Then you're just an idiot to me. You don't have the real standard. You're an illusion. You're in the false ego. You can't see the glory of what's going on here. And so I just treat you like that, for your benefit. I just tell you the truth that nobody understands unless they're engaged in this kind of service. Hey, where do you hear stuff like this? Who understands these things? This is all given spontaneously in the moment. Yeah, these are the deepest truths, and make bhakti really clear. Who to go to, man? You think I was one of those that that jumped, was a kangaroo jumping over Prabhupada? Is that my experience, or is it that or their experience jumping over that? I was chanting ecstatically since 1972, 73 actually. When I had one experience in 72, and 73 was opened up to this, on a certain level. And then when I got Prabhupada's books, I got it with the Bible and then Prabhupada's books. And I didn't even think, I'm going to be Guru Dev now. I'm going to get all these, I want followers. I want that. I didn't even think about that. I just did I just was worshiping Krishna just because I loved worshiping Krishna. That was it. And then spontaneously, after going through tests and many things, after like 25 years later, let's see, 70, 73, 74, 75, 70, 73, 83, 93, see, 30. Oh, listen to this. This is interesting. 73, 83, 93, and 96. 33 years later, I started preaching. Let's see. 73, first experience of the awakening with Jesus, the love of God. See? 83, 93, and then in 96, I got the order of Prabhupada. 33 years. You can't make this stuff up, man. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting how the disappearance of Lord Chaitanya was on June 14th, and the birthday, Gaurahari's birthday, is on June 14th. What is this? Is there a message here, or am I just an illusion? It doesn't have any correlations. It's just coincidences, these things. Or is there something? And the disappearance day of the only really sort of ecstatic devotee in ISKCON was Gaur Govinda Maharaj. You know when he passed away? 1996. And when Prabhupada came to me, 1996. So is there any correlations with anything? What do you think out there? 23 years. Wait, let's see. 73, 83, 93. Oh, that's 23. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I thought it was 33. Nah, didn't work. You're right there, Andromeda. Yeah, I counted wrong. 73, 83, 90. Yeah, 23. yeah, exactly. 96. 23 years. I stand corrected. Yeah, this is great stuff. The Lord and a living entity glitter. That's what you got to look for. Where's the glittering? The Lord is a diamond, and so this combination is very nice. Wait. See. And when a living entity becomes inclined to the service of the Supreme Lord, he looks like gold. You see, that's the thing. Looks like gold, the service of the Lord. This even as simple as chanting the holy names, gold and golden. Hey, Lalita, welcome. I started normal time, 4:30 my time in America, but here it's 4:30. The Lord is a diamond, and so the combination is very nice. The Supreme Lord becomes the devotee of his devotees. This is why Prabhupada, he loved writing these books. He just loved glorifying. I mean, I love just reading these things and explaining and magnifying and clarifying this stuff. Yeah, this is it, man. This is the this is the happiness of devotees, man. Remembering Krishna, reminding each other of Krishna. That's it, man. Yeah. The Supreme Lord becomes a devotee of his devotees. Who wouldn't can you imagine God himself becomes a devotee of his devotees? Why? There's a reason. It's not the Lord ain't stupid. Why does he there's a reason why he becomes a devotee of a devotee. It's the reason why the devotee becomes a devotee of the Supreme Lord. Same thing. The Lord is a devotee of his own potency. It's his prize. It's like he becomes devoted to the devotional potency. See? That's what we become. When we become self-realized, we're devotees of the Lord's devotional potency. That's why in the pastime, Pundarik Vijayanidhi, he's looking in two mirrors and appreciating and relishing the darshan of Krishna, which was in his own form. He's sitting there looking in two mirrors, and people were thinking, wow, this guy's in false ego. Not everybody was thinking. He had disciples and friends, and they understood the transcendental truth about it. But Gadadhar, who was not his disciple or friend yet, he was even a little bit taken aback. He says, well, is this Pundarik Vijayanidhi? Is he a materialistic Vaishnava? Look, he's looking in two mirrors at himself. This is something, yes, these people with selfies, the women especially. Yeah, women, they're the women, it's like they're women, I think they're all a little bit homos. Women, even though they're heteros, they're a little bit homo because they like to look at themselves. What do you look at? Usually look at the opposite sex, right? But they look at their own beauty, don't they? Am I off on this, or is this something? Why are they all doing these selfies and there's poses and everything? What is it? What is that? Yeah. See, they're looking at the beauty. See, this is natural, because women and men that have a nice form is beauty. It's God's representation of beauty in this world. The only thing is, it's temporary. Those forms get old and diseased, and then they rot out. You ever see a beautiful woman, and if she dies, her form becomes a corpse. Smells, and it's horrible. Men do this as well. Yeah, that's true. Men do that too. In the gyms, they look. Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah. The gyms, they look at themselves and all that. Yeah, see, that's the thing. See, they're enthralled by physical beauty. But there's fault in it because it's false ego identification. That's not who they are. They're not that beauty. That's why you see a lot of people, even now, they know a man or a woman, they may externally look beautiful, but their hearts are like, could be dirty, and usually are dirty, and like razors, and darkness in there, material stuff. So that's not real beauty, really enduring beauty. See, so Pundarik Vijayanidhi is appearing to look like a selfies, in the mirrors, looking like this. But he was relishing the beauty of his soul, of God in him. See, that's natural. And that there's no fault in that. But if you're in the material consciousness that you think it's like, oh, this guy's a false ego. He's proud, he's arrogant. He's, all these qualities, I think. He's, what do they call it? Self-importance. Look at this. Yeah, the real self is important to him. See, so Krishna does the same thing. He sees the devotee as his potency. See, so he surrenders to that devotee, surrenders to himself, in other words. He considers himself very vulnerable. See, that's true vulnerability. Makes himself vulnerable because he trusts that potency. That's the whole thing. There's nothing trustworthy in this world except that potency of the Lord. That's why you get a real guru. That's why you can trust them better than anybody else in this world who don't have that potency. Even Krishna trusts his devotee. That's why he gives himself to you. That's why it's often the lead tests you first sometimes, and to see, does this person really want me, because I'll surrender that devotee. And if that devotee is like a Johan, you see why Johan doesn't get the real thing. The Lord ain't going to surrender to that person like that. You think he wants to be in that, that close to a guy like Johan who believes in his Maya, who is under the Maya? No. Christina's and whoever else is in that Sangha. No, he surrenders to his real devotees who know him as he is. That's Guru, man. Do you see why it's so rare to find somebody like that? Pundarik wanted to see an ecstatic devotee. Yeah, even though it was him. It's like, see, this is all Bhagavatam. Krishna saw his own reflection. And he saw his own reflection in the water, and he started to become intoxicated by looking at himself, because he represents the transcendental potency. That's just how it is. There's no fault in that, because it's the pure potency of God. That's what it's all about. That's what our preaching is all about here. Get people in touch with the transcendental potency. Can you see how important that is? Do you see how Maya is always trying to cover it up? Do you see how Gohar is always trying to uncover it? It's like a war, man. Maya is always trying to cover it up. You got the Surjos coming up here and trying to cover it up, and Gohar is uncovering it. And it's just this battle here. But we're going to win, because the spiritual potency dominates over all of that when it's being preached in this world. Yeah, it's the predominating force of God. He's the predominator, and when you're this way, you see, it takes very vigorous preaching here. You can't just once in a while do this. No, you got to attack Maya daily. You got to predominate over the Lord's Maya. You got to show people that you stand under something supreme over the Maya, supreme under false acharyas and false gurus and false spiritual masters. You got to show that you stand under something more powerful, and then people can trust that. See? Because your understanding, what do you stand under? If it's speculation, it's weak, and it weakens you in your relationship to the truth. Therefore, you become more weak. See, if you stand under conclusive truth and ecstatic devotion, vigorously, daily, engage regularly in pure devotional service. See, like that, you become stronger in the truth. See, and it predominates over the Maya. That's how we keep. You want safety? You want certainty? Come here. We'll teach you all about these things. where you'll become certain. This is the certainty people are looking for in a world, but you can't find it through Fauci's and through Biden's and through Trump's or any of these mundane persons or in these Jaipatakas or any of these Radhanas or the Narayana. You can't find certainty there. Are you delivered? You can't. Well, I don't know. Maybe, or even if you falsely think you're delivered. No, can you prove uh, uh, truthfully that you're delivered? Can you demonstrate that you're a liberated soul? Can you demonstrate this? Can Krishna demonstrate that in you? Because otherwise, the Lord hasn't given himself to you. Only a devotee's given himself to. You see, the devotees, he's given himself to devotees like Lalita and Janakis and was it Govindas and maybe some others out there. And he'll give you some more of himself to you as he sees you pass the test, and you're not going to be one of these runner aways or being lured away. You know how the Maya comes in and tests you. You get a Johan or an Arjai here to try to lure you away, and you get over that test, and the Lord gives him more of himself to you, right? Isn't that nice? You're building your relation. He's trusting you more. You're not being led away by his Maya. Isn't that what he's doing with all of us? He's trusting us more and giving more of himself. We become more greedy, more. I don't know where you're going to get a wonderful path like this. Give up all this other bullshit and come here, man. Come on. Are you tired of being bullshitted by his Maya? Come here where you make quick progress, fast relationship. We just marry a Rakshasa style. Krishna just grabs like he married Rukmini, Rakshasa style. He just kidnapped her and just took her to his kingdom. We'll marry the Krishna Rakshasas. They just grab you and take you to Krishna's kingdom quickly. Okay, so let's I was thinking maybe doing a little bit shorter classes. See how long is this? 2 hours already. Yeah. Well, we'll see if it works out. I was thinking, sure, just maybe have 2 classes. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. It's all by that thing. Okay, so let's see. Everybody, whoever wants to come up can. The link. Oh, I can't put the link up this way. Can somebody post the link in the comments there, Lalita or something? Because I can't do it because I don't have this computer set up where I got Facebook on it. Yeah. But I'll put it on if Andromeda you want to come on, I can put it on YouTube here. I think maybe this will go on YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, probably. Yeah. So Lalita, can you post the link from the? Maybe I could even do it. Let's see. I have to do it on this thing. Hare Krishna. Okay, get the link. Let's here. See how things are working here. Yeah, can you? Oh yeah, Can you post the link, somebody, on the for the coming on here live? I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to try here. Oh, this is the live here. Oh, it keeps taking me to the live. There we go. Okay, restream. Okay. Yeah. So whoever wants to come up, please come up. All right, Lilita. This is, how come that's, there we go. Lilita, welcome. We have a little change in timings here.
Good morning.
Yeah. Give us a word there, Lilita.
Oh, give us a word. Just it is not. It is not that extremely early this morning here. Here in Belgium, it is 7:30, so there's a difference with England. But I just fell asleep. Normally, I'm awake at this hour, but I fell asleep, so I just come out of my bed.
Yeah. It's actually kind of like when we were in Mexico because you were up at the same time I was, so it's the
Yeah, yeah,
same.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I fell asleep. I knew that you would go live, but I
Ah,
said, let's go in 5 minutes, five more
yeah,
minutes.
if I
And I fell asleep again. Yeah.
they probably needed some rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. I've been here with Pani, and Noodles. So we had nice conversations here already. Yeah. It's a whole nother level now. Like coming here from what it was before.
Yeah.
It's great. We deepened everything. It's great. I tell you, man, this is really great relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so give us a word there, Lolita. What do you?
Well, I didn't follow class now, good
Yes.
Maharaj, so I cannot say much. I really don't know what you were saying.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, this part is it's fantastic. This growing process is fantastic. Yeah, yeah. I was talking about with Radhe yesterday in my class, and she gets attracted to hearing now.
Yeah,
I remember when she came here in my flat, that she went out when you went live. She
yeah.
just disappeared. She said, "I'm going for a walk."
Uh-huh.
But at a certain moment, you get attracted, and you get more attracted, and then you get hooked.
Yeah,
Um, you really get hooked. Yeah, it's the magic of the Lord. If you come in contact, He's attracting you more and more and more. He's extremely beautiful. He's extremely beautiful to look at,
yeah.
to hear about, to be with.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's amazing. Gets more attractive all the time. So it's really that's how what convinces us. You just need to be an actual uh, realized person, realizing these things. It's what it's all about. Otherwise, everybody's just kind of neophytes. Just, you don't know what you're talking about. Here, you get liberated very fast from illusion, very fast, quick. God, everybody else, they're like a Sergio guy. Sergio comes here and says, laughing like he knows everything. Where'd this guy come from? And he knows everything, and I'm just criticizing, and just the same routine. People, they don't spend the time coming, and they think they know all about Krishna consciousness. This is baby to stuff. Go get your Gerber's food there, Sergio. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
very.
Drama is trying to come up here, but again, I don't know what it is, or a camera or something. And Govinda also, he has he's no strength to come up here. It doesn't. Okay, anybody else? Come on, man. People, come on, give us. Let's have some. Don't just be wallflowers.
Govinda, it's always a problem
Yeah,
most of the time.
yeah. Weak connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah. Um, yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna read a little bit here. So the example is often given that the Lord is like a desire tree, and whatever one wants from this desire tree, the Lord supplies. So that's how it is in the world, but it's hard. You notice people working hard for stuff. If you want material things, it takes a lot of work. Or you got to, like people try to steal things. That's why people are thieves. They don't want it to work for it. They think, oh, let me steal it. It's easier for them. you know and then there's, often they get caught and thrown in jail. There's karmic things. Yeah, so everything in the world, that's what do you desire? Material things. What are we doing here? We're trying to increase the spiritual desire of people, to teach them, to show them, hey, well, this is really good. You got to show them, and some people will want this, not everybody. Yeah. Can you imagine? People don't know. Yeah. That's why I poo-poo all the religions, and the Vaishnava religion. What, you don't want? What is this? What are you representing out there anyway? What, you don't have spiritual desire? You don't want this? This is what Krishna consciousness is all about. Is to have a desire to have an intimate relationship with Krishna. That's why it was started with Lord Chaitanya. He came to show an intimate relationship with God is extraordinary. It's wonderful. But if you don't desire it, what kind of Krishna consciousness are you teaching? You're not even on the basics. The Lord comes, as Lord Chaitanya says, well, I have so many devotees who worship me piously or according to rules and regulations, but that doesn't interest me. I want to give them more. Give them a spiritual relationship, not a varnashram dharma relationship of their body being engaged in their propensities of the body because of the modes of nature drive. What the hell is that? Still material. I want to give them a spiritual relay, get them, but I have to show them how good it is. And you think you're no Krishna conscious when the Narayan Raj didn't show you the spiritual relationship? Didn't show that he knew what the relationship really was? Didn't show, not even by word. Didn't know. What, you want this relay? You need the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. You're never going to. I haven't seen one example of a person who didn't have the mercy of Lord Chaitanya have such a deep, ecstatic, intimate relationship and transmit it. Except here, this is the only place. And they're all, see that you that's false. You go, oh, Anantadas, you're so great. Oh, Narayan Raj, you're so great. Where's the fucking greatness? Where's the greatness? What's great to you? Isn't this relationship great? A spiritual relationship? Well, who can show you? Well, Lalita can show you how great it is. She get all these realizations, and Govinda, and also how wonderful it is. Anybody attract? No, I want to be a sannyasi. Oh, well, go to Jayapataka. He'll teach you how to be a nice sannyasi, a Radhanath or something. Do austerities and get something like that. Get your material, everybody thinking you're so great and everything. Look at us. Here you see devotees who have an ecstatic, intimate relationship with Krishna and Lord Chaitanya and represent that real sampradaya, and so few care. So few care about it.
Yeah,
That's
we
all.
show His presence. You
Yeah,
show His presence here. We
yeah,
show His presence.
yeah. It's like that. So this is, if you want real, does anybody really want to know what being conscious of Krishna is? Does anybody want to know the mission of Lord Chaitanya? I think this is the only place to know, because Narayan Raj didn't show it. He didn't. What he turns out, disciples like Shamarani was an example. They're all like that, intellectual thing, and think that's Krishna. No, it's a transcendentally emotional relationship. Emotion, motion. See, there's life in that, the motion in that. Where's the emotion in an intellectual ideas have speculations on? You have no emotion, involvement. See, and you're not involved. You know, you ever see somebody that's in a marriage and they're not really involved? See, or in a relation, not involved. They're there, their body is there, but they're thinking about something else, somebody else. That's what it is when you have gurus who are not real gurus. They're not involved in an intimate relationship with Krishna. They're not married to God. So how do you know what the real Krishna is from people like that? They're not in that relationship. How do you know what real love is until you see a devotee in that relationship? At least you'll see, oh wow, that person really loves that person. You ever see people that don't have love for God? Well, that's what I see when I look at ISKCON and all these. Where's your love for God? How deep is it? It's just like in the world. If you're a real devotee with real devotion, you'll see, like you look at a person, you know that person's not in love with that person. Even in the world, if you know what love is in this world, you say that's not the symptoms of a person. That person is indifferent to that person. They don't have any real love. You don't think that's what I look at when I look at these gurus? That person doesn't love Krishna. Well, I don't know, because you don't love. You don't know what that love is like. That's how it is for a real devotee, a liberated soul. They look at you and they say, "You're still sleeping on what kind of guru are you? You're serving Putana, man. You're not in the real Vrindavan. Kalya comes out of your mouth, man. It's the lies and the poison, because you're not a real resident of Vrindavan. You need a few slaps." Even Shiva, he went to Vrindavan, and the gopi says, "What the hell? Who you're not part of Vrindavan?" They start slapping him. You don't think, what do you think I'm doing? Here, you're not a resident. Hey, Radhanath, yeah, Acharya Dave, you need slaps. You're not a resident of Vrindavan. I'm going to continue to slap you guys till you wake up. Wake the fuck up, man. How dare you imitate the resident of Vrindavan? You think Krishna's pleased with that? That's why they got no ecstasy, and we do. You even come in and listen to this so-called hard preaching. It's only hard when you believe in illusion. But if you love the truth, you love boy, that's so great. Oh, we need this word. We need to manifest this truth. It's the real direction to go. The devotee is the direction. Isn't that what Jesus said? It's always like that. That's why I love his preaching. It's so conclusive. Except when you get a Christian get a hold of it. They don't know it's Guru Tattva, man. That's the Guru, a living person, man. Like a living Lord Chaitanya, a living Nityananda, or a living followers with the real life of that Lord in them, transcendental life. Enthusiastically serving the truth, man. Glorifying the truth. See, that just, and wipes away the illusion. Yeah, everybody believes in the illusion. Oh, yeah, you don't need love to be guru. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that's right. You don't need, and that's why you won't have a Krishna. You can't have Krishna in lies. The lies have to be broken. That's breaking the teeth of this venomous snake who's injecting the poison of lies into you. The Kalya, they're servants of Kalya, man. They got poison injecting you and poisoning the Harikatha. See, Kalya was in that river, people drinking from that river. You're drinking, what kind of kata are you drinking from? Johann? Oh, I see. Poison coming from those fangs. See? I come, you bring them. That's why they won't come here. I break their fangs. Give me those teeth, man. Those just, we'll pluck them out, man. Plug them up. No poison come out. See, when that's how you get the poison injected in here.
It's also perfect, and it all needs to be so perfect if you want to continue in Krishna consciousness. Um, if you don't glorify the truth, your ecstasy cannot be real. If
Yeah.
you're not really deeply conclusive, the Lord is not going to go to reciprocate. And on the other hand, if you're not in that beautiful bliss He won't give you, it is a perfection. There is nothing as perfect as that, actually. Nothing.
Well, the thing is, he doesn't wait here. If you just have some sincerity in you, you can still have all kinds of bullshit in you. He'll give himself. He sees your heart and he'll work you through it, get you through it, And so he knows our hearts better than we do, And so, he'll get us through it and give himself to us and then makes more room for more of him. That's what I'm finding is more room for more of him inside us as the illusion is exercised out, and then we mature and we don't bring it in, we're not, so apt to like call it back in. Once you learn what is a putana, what is a kalya, and all that, you don't want to bring that, it's like, why do you want poison when you can have nectar? The truth. You're protected from that. Who wants to be thrown out of Vrindavan? That's what happens. You're poisoned and you don't get into real Vrindavan. Who wants that? I don't want that. Yeah. All right. What else? I only got one book today. I guess all the books are upstairs, but that's okay. It's all the truth is in everything. I love Prabhupada's preaching. It's when you go to the real stuff, man. It's fantastic. That's why I accepted him. See, Narayan Maharaj preaching is not like this. It's different. It doesn't. It puts a haze over stuff, and that's yeah. That's why this is the real line. We're connected all the way through, from here to Prabhupada to Bhaktis, all the way down to Lord Chaitanya, man. See, you want the real line? It's right here. It's not in any of those. It's not in the Narayan Raj, not in ISKCON, not in the Radhakund Babaji's. It's right here. This is the real line. We prove it. See, Krishna is proving it. Yeah. Devotional service to the Lord is not an activity of this material world. See, pure devotional service is not an activity of this world. See, we're here to qualify that level that we're preaching. It's not a Vaidhi thing, because even Vaidhi can be an activity of this world, because it's not from the heart, the awakened heart. You're just, you're just engaging with material motives and all that. That's not the real Bhagavatam. The real Bhagavatam is pure devotional service without material religion. See, not motivated religion. See, like you got these people know you got these sannyasis in the Narayan Raj, in the ISKCON. They like to come to your door for money, right? They come to they can't give you anything spiritual, but they can come and collect donations. That's been all the way. That's what they've been doing for years. And even the Gaudiya Math, they still, they're doing like that. They go out and collect donations and build temples and ring bells and make disciples and eat the so-called Maha Prasadam. See, eat, and so Prabhupada called it bell ringers. They just build a temple, get disciples. You put a big name, People believe in them. They can't give them anything spiritual. They can't build up their temple of the heart, in the body. They can't make them aware that they're in a temple. Oh yeah, build it out there. Isn't that the preaching in all of these groups still? Let's build a temple out there. Let's build a temple out there. See? They can't build it here. They don't know what that is. This is building the temple here. It's, the temple is built here in the heart where we're really close to God, right? It's right here. And it's built. What are our building blocks? The true name. See, the true name, the true love, the true pastimes, the truth is what builds this temple here. But look, you can't use these speculations or anything to build this temple. It's got to be the truth, uncompromising. It's like, you ever see what a brick is? A brick is a brick, and you build a house with a brick. And so these are the bricks that build this house. See, it's a brick, man, and it's conclusive understanding of the absolute truth. It's just another brick to build the house of God. Okay? It's a real brick, and then it's solid, it's strong, worthy to build this house. Otherwise, the Lord won't accept it. Okay, that's the thing, and so that's why Jesus preached the same thing. You build a house on sand, on a flimsy foundation, it's going to fall. It can't weather the storm. What do we have to weather? That's why I was telling Pani yesterday in Noodles. You see, if you're sincere, and we'll be tested here, but you'll stay and weather the storm. You won't fall to the wayside. Because if you do, that's a symptom. You just, you got fooled. You got fooled into this. But we'll go through this, and that's why you see the family relations are getting stronger. Even though, like, I came here before this, and it started a little purification, obviously, and things are happening. But that's all temporary stuff. It's all part of the thing. And those who are sincere will stay. They won't go away and say, "Oh, this person there's, not like this." Yeah. No, you'll see, like the Ganges has stuff floating in it. You still take your bath there. The Lord is in many devotees here, big time. Anybody being here shows you it's a sign that the Lord is in you and He's working with you. You're working with Him. He's working with you. Okay. And if you're not, if you don't fall away, then the work will continue. Yeah. Let's see. Govinda says, "I'm so freaking happy." That's great. Yeah, isn't it? Isn't this real happiness? Is the truth? Isn't real unhappiness the lack of it? It's pretty simple, isn't it? Being illusion is ignorance. Being in ignorance. Remember, I told you I came back from Mayapur with this guy in a taxi, and he had Jai Patak was his guru for 25 years, man, long time. And he was in Mayapur. He was so unhappy, man. I just drove back with him. We talked a little bit about Prabhupada and chanted together. And the guy was happy. He said, "Oh, I was in Mayapur for 3 months and miserable. And I'm just in four." He actually said, "Thank you so much for this. You got some relief." You can be in Mayapur. There, people commit suicide in the holy dhams, man. You're not fully protected there. Don't think that that's enough. You got a lot of demons there. You got tantrics there. I've seen them in Radhakund, the holiest of places. There's a lot of protection for the real dham there, man. They got dacoits there, murderers around in Vrindavan. They murder people there. That's why you better be protected by Krishna, because there's all kinds, especially you're a Westerner, you go to these places, can be very dangerous. I've seen it, man. I've seen people get their shit kicked out of them by these people. There's one guy he was in a hospital because these guys, because he was not purified. He was like a bit false ego, and we were living in the same building, and I saw how he was making offenses towards nice devotees and stuff like this, and I thought, so and these guys, they said, who is this guy coming to our place? They came in there, we were trying to slit his throat, and these guys were like devotees, or devotees, not really, but they were part of they live in the Dom, and they were going to sacrifice him to Durga, because they said this guy we get rid of him and they'll take all his money and everything. He was a rich guy, rich guy from Europe or something, and he was flaunting all his things around, buying things and looking like, and he was treating Brahmins like a real piece of shit, or the residents there like dirt, and so don't think you're safe there. Without bhakti, you're not safe, man. You better have the protection of Krishna, even in the Dham. Prabhupada said, if you're a neophyte, only stay 3 days and get the fuck out of there, because otherwise you start. I've seen it so many times. People, they just like that because they're mundane, and you go in the Dham, everything is more powerful. This is why here everything's more powerful. You notice you can make tremendous advancement and you get spanked good too. Yeah. Let's see what else. Devotional service. See, pure devotional service is not an activity of the material world. So why should a devotee act like a materialist? Why should he speak about? Why should he compromise? Why should you be a politician? It's not an activity of the. Why not? See, that's why the purification's intense here, because we bring the spiritual world here. It's not no jurisdiction of the material world here. That's why you're a materialist, like these guys coming here like one day, and you give them the truth and boom, they're just gone. Who wants them? The guys doesn't want to get purified. Well, just go to the babies. They eat Gerber food for a while. Go to the big organizations there and chant Hare Krishna without being happy, thinking you're happy, and speculating and all that stuff. You want to chant and be happy? You don't even know what happiness is. You think these devotees, 40 years, they still don't know what happiness. Most devotees, after 40, 50 years, gurus, still don't know what real happiness is. The real happiness is transcendental, my friends. It's not material, just like that's why I like Prabhupada. I just like these little matter-of-fact statements. It's not an activity. Real happiness is not an activity of the material world. It's an activity of spiritual engagement. Show me that ring on your finger. See, Lalita shows she's married to Krishna. See, I see the ring, but these guys can't even tell who's married and who isn't.
They cannot grow up. I think many of them must have some taste, otherwise you don't continue doing that. And they use the words transcendental and nectar. They use all the same words, but you feel that it's not rooted inside of that. It is not rooted yet. So, but they must feel something. And many Vaidhi Bhaktas have had some realizations sometimes, you know, but they don't
it's
grow.
it's different. There's something there. There's something, not for everybody, for many of their leaders, that something is name and fame, and that they're not getting anything spiritual. Many of the leaders, they're getting fully more and more encased in material, name and fame, and profit, adoration, distinction, which is a complete block. That's called nam aparad. And that's why a lot of the gurus don't even chant. And people still give them respect and worship them and all that. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's not real Krishna consciousness. And then there's some sincere people, and they they may have a little taste. Usually they're not leaders. That's why that is the danger, is opulence of the material world. Or you take the spiritual opulence that's meant for the guru, and you try to imitate that, and you get corrupted and more distance from the real truth. That's why you see a lot of demons in the Catholic Church. And also in the ISKCONs, a lot of, it's well known. You can, a lot of envious people. I could tell, I could just do Sankirtan. I look at the faces of people. I don't care what they're wearing. They have dhotis and everything. I look at their face, how they receive the vibration. And it's all over. I've been in Mayapur. I've seen people, brahmacharis and sanya. They just look like monsters when they hear the real name, or they got no life, just dejected. And people believe in it. This is Maya. That's how Maya, and so we're here to bust Maya, bust your balls.
Yeah, it's like you see those kirtans and they are jumping up and down. It's just crazy. When I look, I don't feel any vibe. There is nothing coming, nothing coming out of that. It's just violence almost.
Yeah.
It's like violence.
Well, it's mundane. It's material, and you see the difference between even Christians who worship because of the spirit, when they have a big hall, even of people that are worship, there you feel the spiritual vibration in that sincere worship of God, not this Vaishnav is just a neophyte levels, very neophyte. Yeah, you'll find people mixing, like Sachi goes and she chants it with the Vaitis and gets something, she feels happy, and because it's the name, and a lot of these persons are not really, they're not anything big gurus or anything. They just want to get together and they get some relief from the name. It's Krishna's mercy, and ultimately it brings you to the real guru. And then you'll appreciate it too, because then you awaken to a whole nother level, like people are doing here. They just don't know that. Just like Noodles was listening to song. When I met her, she's listening. She said, I just like these songs. I like these songs. Then she's now awakening more. And now she knows the depth. Oh, wow, I like this song, because she knows why she likes the song now. She was sort of feeling it, but not clear about it. And this is what happens in ISKCON. There are many people, they like Prabhupada and his books, see, but they don't necessarily understand why, or understand the depth of it. But then when they come here and awaken more, then you'll understand why you like these books, what the real shelter is, who really Prabhupada. All these things become more interesting. Hey, then you understand how to stay out of ignorance by being in the truth, in the truth, in the truth, in the truth every day, absorbed in the truth, man. After a while, it's a lifestyle. It's like, yeah, this is my shelter. You notice Radhe was talking like, oh, I just like to hear you. See, she's getting better. She's advancing. You can't help it by just being around devotees. She's sticking it out, and yeah. And becoming like a devotee of a devotees, and taking shelter there. And so Krishna is giving her, and even though she's a simple postwoman. See, again, a lot of examples of people advancing, tangibly here. You don't have to be anything special. Just stick it out, get purified, Even Noodles, she said she wasn't even really much interested in any of this. She was just, yeah, 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 yeah. And Krishna's captured her, just, just, yeah, that's a
That's
miracle.
the power of Chaitanya, man. That's the power of this mercy.
Yeah, I mean, it shows you we got the power of the Lord here, the Lord Chaitanya. He's doing stuff. He's always unique too in how he does it. It's like an artist painting a picture here, and it's like it's developing, and like I see, oh wow, he's put a little touch there, a little there, and he's got this, and Lita has her awakening in her way, and then the Noodles, and then Govinda's, and then Janaki, and Fanny, and then Amy's, and all you guys, whatever. I can't name everybody, I can't think of it. You got Janardans, but you all know who you're on. The list is becoming too long to mention, and it'd be voluminous, you know, as people come and they're getting things. And then you got Bonnie's sister coming now, and one by one, isn't it? One by one. And then this Christina, who knows what happened with her? She's a very unique kind of person.
She's receptive. Huh?
Yeah, you got Daphne coming, I think. This list is getting longer. And Rajiv, some of you guys are kind of quiet, so I don't remember everybody, but I know Rajiv comes all the time, and this Suka, somebody,
Aman.
Aman. See, the list keeps growing.
Andromeda.
Very unique. Bhakta Tom. Getting a longer and longer list. They're not coming in like in droves, right? We probably can't handle them in droves. But one by one, they come, they drop in, and they don't drop out. They just drop in and stay in. Hopefully. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, it is part of the spiritual world where eternity, bliss, and knowledge predominate. See, predominate, eternity. You see, that's why we sadhu sangha every day, right? Eternity. You like eternal? You got to do eternal. You got to act eternal. See? You got to manifest eternal. See, predominate. What's predominating our world? What's predominating your world out there? Think about it. Yeah, is it the truth predominating? That's what predominates spirit. See, so what you bind on this world, on earth, you bind in spirit. See, like they see in the predominate, it is part of the spiritual world where eternity and bliss. You have a blissful life. Is your bliss increasing here in this world? Is your bliss in your chanting and spiritual activities increasing? Yeah. And knowledge. Are you becoming more knowledgeable about the essence of truth? See, this is predominant. These are the activities of the spiritual world. And the devotees come here to engage in those same activities. The bliss is here, that's there, is here, as above, so below. Thy will be done on earth as it is in the spiritual world, right? Isn't that the prayer of Jesus? Isn't that the prayer of Lord Chaitanya? My will in Vrindavan be on earth as it is in the spiritual world. See, you demonstrated Vrindavan. You got to do it again. Where's the Vrindavan now? Vrindavan's just in the head of the Narayan Raj people, Radhakund, just in their heads, but not in their like organic experience in the head and heart together. See, real knowledge coming from the bliss of relishing ecstatic relationship with the Lord. See, all this demonstration of the Spirit of God in this world. I think our Sangha for the Vaishnavas is the only ones. Prove me wrong. Come on, let's see some extraordinary demonstration of the truth. Oh, that guy. Remember who interviewed me? That one guy? he found out that I'm in UK. He says, "Oh, I want to drive down there," and so I'll talk to Pani and Noodles about it. He wants to see. Now, that's some eagerness. It's pretty amazing. He wants another interview or something.
He would interview me. I had an appointment with him. He showed up.
He didn't show. Yeah, he's a no-show with that. Balaram probably influenced him. He probably talked about, you don't know, she's just a prima bhakta. She's we just throw the rejects, the ones who are interested in prema, the rejects over to her, right?
Yeah, they were together in a Purishit group. But
Yeah.
yeah, I look too crazy, I think.
Yeah. No. Who knows? It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I wasn't eager to do it anyway. It was not my question. So I'm not waiting for that.
Yeah. Well, whatever Krishna is arranging, we'll just go with it, Whatever he thinks is going to work. Okay, what else? Anything else? Yeah, eternity, bliss, and knowledge predominate. So when this is the only chance to really get it. You got to be, where is eternity, bliss, and knowledge predominating in this world? Pretty simple, isn't it? Do you want that? Well, you got to see where it's manifested. Otherwise, how do you know? Wasn't Lord Chaitanya a manifestation of that? Nityananda, their real followers, like Mini Ketam Ramdas. You saw Mini Ketam Ramdas, who was the lowest person, became the highest person. Simply because eternity, he would chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy, tears and tremblings, and all these beautiful symptoms. Devotee of Nityananda, real devotee. See, real. Okay? Conclusive understanding. He chastised even a Brahmin to help him understand the difference between a devotee and a Brahmin. Eternity, knowledge, and bliss. He had the knowledge. See, all these are in the pastimes. You got to demonstrate in this world, otherwise you're not saved, man. Don't tell me you're saved and you're a Varnashram follower of external bhakti. Then you're still external. You're not saved yet. You're neophyte. See, isn't that amazing? People follow neophyte gurus. Neophytes follow neophyte gurus. Okay? But you, neophyte gurus and neophyte followers, you could do different. That's why I preach like this. Maybe somebody will listen. Because if you listen and you come in this association, you're saved. You'll feel it. You'll experience. Eternally, knowledge and bliss will come into your life, and you'll start manifesting that in this world. That's your being saved. Otherwise, you're not saved yet. No. No saving. Let's see the demonstration. Why do you think Lord Chaitanya comes here? He said, if you don't accept me, you will be destroyed. See? You got to go beyond hypocrisy. You know what hypocrisy is? Yes, I'm Radhanath. I believe I accept Lord Chaitanya. But Gohari and your disciples, I don't accept. You fucking hypocrites.
Accept is accept.
Accept.
Internalizing.
That's why the devotees come here, to help you get over hypocrisy. Otherwise, you're following hypocrites. How can you go into the kingdom of God and follow the hypocritically devout? This is ridiculous. Where is somebody who is as they are, is a representative of eternity, knowledge, and bliss, predominated by that? Where are the examples? Because that's where deliverance is. That's the universal truth. That's what I love preaching this, because it is so true. It is so where to go. It is so right direction for people that Krishna wants to deliver. He loves people being directed properly. Don't you? Do you like people getting lost? You have children in this world. Do you like to mislead them? You think God's the same? No, he says, my Maya misleads everybody. I want them to be properly led into the proper direction. That's bona fide, man. They tell you the real path, the quick path back. Not some phony baloney stuff because people believe in his Maya still. Yeah. You got to believe in the real devotees ultimately. You can't go on believing in the false representatives. Hey, well, there's no reason why you shouldn't believe in this preaching after you hear this enough. Why? Well, you don't believe in real examples of the truth? The book, Eternity, you see examples of eternity, knowledge, and bliss right here in front of your friggin' face. That you don't see in any of your leaders out there. And that's all religion out there. Motivated religion, proven they can't do what's being done here. The favor of God is here, and the favor of God is shown here. People, they're so dulled by this Maya, they can't even understand simple facts. That's why I love reading these books, to remind myself and remind everybody else what is the truth. Because if I find something that's not the truth, I think I'm off. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm misleading people. You got to see is the examples of those predominated from the spiritual potency of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Is that person or those persons your leaders, your confidantes, your real friends? Because if they're not, you're not saved, man. You're not delivered. This is as it is. What am I doing? Just making it really clear. What is real deliverance? Is to the association of those predominated like the spiritual beings are predominated. Thy will be done is being done through them on earth now, as it is in Vaikuntha and Ayodhya and Vrindavan, those kinds of beings predominated by the real Lord of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. This is what life's about to me. It's just remembering these things. Waking up. What do you think people talk about? Wake up, wake up, wake up. What do you think? Wake up just to know how the demons are screwing you? So what? They've been screwing people for eons, tricking them, lying to them, all that. How about the demigods? They're more of an obstacle too for you. Many of you believe in them. You believe the demigods are going to deliver you. They can't deliver you. They're demigod. They're below the real God. And if they might be like Yamaraj or Prabhupada, they don't tell you the full truth. See, Yamaraj didn't tell his servants. He was a pure devotee like Prabhupada was, but they didn't tell you the full truth. They left it in the books to be preached later, like we're doing. See, Yamaraj didn't preach. He was a pure devotee. He was one of the 12 Mahajans. That's what it says in Bhagavad. 12, they know things as they are. There was only 12. And he was one of those. And he didn't reveal the deeper truth to his servants. That's like Prabhupada didn't reveal clearly the deeper truth to you servants out there. And proof in it is you don't manifest the eternity, bliss, and knowledge like we do. See? Only when he got the signal, when the Vishnu Dutas came to his servants, then he said, oh, okay, now I can preach. I got the order. See? When Prabhupada came to Gauri Das, right? Remember? 1996. Okay, I got the order. Okay, this is confirmed. Confirmed. Then Krishna appears. Confirmed. Okay. This is the preaching. This is the path. Anybody got the intelligence to go? We're predominating here, being predominated by eternity, knowledge, and bliss. I don't want to be predominated by anything else. I don't want liars to predominate me. Do you? Do you want to be predominated by lies and cheating and kalyas and putanas and false representatives of Vrindavan and all that, which is the bulk of Vaishnavism? Do you want that? Well, don't come here, man. Stay with your predominators till you're sick of it and fed up and you stop believing in lies and cheating and deceptions. Isn't that what it's all about? In the world, that's why, we're talking about this with Pani yesterday. That why he said, why is this happening? Why is the people, these demons taking, why does God let this happen? He said, I said, oh God, it's pretty obvious to me now. It's just he's chasing people over to the truth. Otherwise, people, they hold on to these lies and liars. Could you imagine if these demons just slowly kill you like they've been doing? Giving a little fluoride in your thing, and you could die more, and your teeth rot out, and put thing, and so you slowly, die. Cockroaches are hard to kill. Actually, you try sometimes you step on them, they don't die, and that's people because they got an immune system. You got to give them a lot of shots. You got to destroy this and destroy that. And so people keep believing all the way to their death. Isn't it better to be shocked to find out these guys have been fucking you, you know, up the rear end, from the beginning, and you become aware of that? Oh, okay, let me not believe in them. You know how many people don't believe in the government anymore? You know, it's already up to only 39% believe in the government. Now that's doing better than it used to be. You know, that means they're waking up. Now, hey, it's time. Our thing is religion. I don't want to deal, that's easy. The demigods and demons is just not shelter. Only the Marias will believe in them. Let them believe that their veganism is going to deliver them, or their recycling. Can you imagine recycling? We got some of those in here. Oh, they're very, I got to recycle this and recycle that, as they're poisoning you from the air and your waters and your foods, and you're worried about recycling. They're laughing at you, idiots here. Even in our Sangha, you guys are committed to all that recycling is very important to you. and what you eat, and they're poisoning your vegetables and all that stuff, putting dyes in the watermelons. you know Dye, see, dye, let's put some dye in there. It gets some people dead. See, dye, that's why they call it dye. They put dyes in, all kinds of red dyes in the foods now and stuff. So this is waking up, and we're waking people up on get them out of religion, man. Anybody ready to go, abandon all varieties of religion? You come here. That's the first order of the day. We just take you to the 18th chapter. You want to go fast, man? Come here. We'll take you all the way through Bhagavad Gita to the 18th chapter. While these people are still studying chapter 1, you're not this body. And still haven't figured it out. This can go on forever. Anything else you got to say, and I'll just end it.
Well,
Otherwise,
here in Belgium, my whole life, from when I was a child, I always heard everybody complaining about the government. Nobody agreed with the government. Nobody believed in it. But everybody is helpless. Now we have elections next Sunday. If I don't go, they give me a fine, a big fine. So I'm going, but I'm not going to choose for anybody because I don't believe in anybody.
yeah,
Never actually. I always had that same mood.
yeah,
No, but and what you say about the recycling, yeah, that's true. I think most of the Belgian people don't believe in it. They
yeah,
don't want to do it. It's a burden for them. But nobody takes their trash away anymore.
yeah,
So if you don't recycle, they leave your bag. They put they put a sticker on it,
yeah,
and they give you your trash back. So
yeah,
they force you to recycle. They
yeah.
force
But
you.
see, it's slavery, especially
Yeah,
when you tell me that in Belgium, that if you don't vote, they fine you. What a thing that is, man.
yeah.
You
It's
see the
fine.
conditioning people do? They fine you
I
for not.
had I had been fined a lot of times because I said I'm not going.
Well, why don't? Yeah, I mean, just to do it, I would just you just vote for. It doesn't matter who you vote for, but you got to.
Well, yeah. Then it goes. Then it always goes to the biggest party, to the biggest demons. If you so,
They give
but
them.
yeah, that's what I do. I put a cross and I and I give my paper back.
Yeah, why get defined? Yeah, you just do it. But that, see, that's the world. It's
Hypocrisy.
more or less slavery.
It's
You know?
slavery.
Yeah,
Slavery.
yeah. I mean,
That
that's
recycling was actually when they started with these COVID restrictions of 1 meter distance and 2 meters distance and 3 meters distance, and all started with the recycling actually to see how far can we go.
yeah,
They now you need to recycle here the plastic, different kinds of plastic, all
different
different types.
things. Yeah, or they get more complicated. Yeah, I mean, that's why
Yes.
who the fuck wants to live in places like that? Yeah, yeah. Do what you got to do to get the hell out of these places. I mean, I mean, if you can put up with the conditioning like that, I mean, I wouldn't. That's why when I went to Germany, it's like, who the fuck wants to live with that place? I couldn't believe it myself. Just I guess I have less restricted, but I wouldn't put up with that. I'd try to figure something out how to get out of Germany's and eh, all of this stuff. People are so conditioned; they think they have to do things a certain way. But while there's a little thread of freedom, as those take advantage of it if you can. Krishna will help you. I mean, if you advance here, he'll give you ideas and all kinds of things. I think Lalita is also figuring things out more now.
Yeah, that recycling, I always thought it was stupid. I always thought it was stupid. Sometimes you have hangers, plastic hangers, and then in the middle that is in metal, and then you need to take it off because it's in another bag. Whoa.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It gets ridiculous after a while, and it's getting more ridiculous. But anyway, it is what it is. The main thing is if it drives you here into this kind of sangha where we deal with absolute truth, lucky you. You know. All
yeah.
that stuff is just it's going to come and it's going to go. And if you make it here, you don't have to come back to this bullshit anymore. You're done, really. Yeah, for me, to me, it's I don't know. It's a nice opportunity to preach because if you get tired of that and you come and you be with devotees, this is the escape route. Like people when they in Germany, there was to get out of Germany when it was got really, you had to go through these this line, escape routes, and it was dangerous too. Yeah, this here is actually safe. Get you out of this danger here in this world. Who knows? You come back and who knows as what and where, and it's very precarious. you know? You ever see these people? They have these well, you don't see them, but they have these movies with like a time travel, and the time traveler they go into the time dimension thing, and sometimes they end up in weird places, that like on a battlefield or something. That's going to be our lives. We might be born in Belgium, for God's sake, where you had to recycle this and recycle that, and you get fined voting. You know, some weird thing. Weird place. Or you're born in like a Muslim country where you got to wear a burqa. With just your eyes looking. Who knows? Precarious. Or born as a dog, maybe you've lived like a doggish life. Yeah. You see these people like and they're taking all these drugs. Where are they going to go in that kind of consciousness? Probably to an animal species. I don't know. Who knows us? Just precarious. Where are we going to go doing this kind of stuff? Does anybody have any idea where you're going to go? Where those who are predominated by what's manifesting in our Sangha. See, eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Birds of a feather flock together. Yeah. Yeah. What else, Lolita?
Don't know.
Okay. So then we'll end it here because you probably it's probably time for her class now, or sometime. I don't know. What time do you usually do your class?
Yeah,
Um,
around now. Yeah, 8:39. But I don't know. People maybe want to.
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm gonna probably do is maybe do a little shorter, and then you can do your class and as we while I'm here, and then I'll do again later because I like like during the day, especially now I'll probably have more time and. Yeah, and do another class, and then we just keep it going. That way you do yours, I do mine, and it's not out of balance. And then I do it again. And then maybe who knows? Maybe you guys, somebody out there, will do something. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody. Already 3 hours and 14 minutes. Time flies. Hare Krishna. Follow your bliss.